Okay.
Hey man,
Hello, Cillian. How are you doing today?
I'm grand. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Where in the world am I talking to you from today?
I'm in Manchester.
Oh, for Peaky. How's that going?
We're nearly there now. I think we're about 2 weeks out from finishing. Yeah, so we've been here since January, so it's a long one.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the movie. I absolutely enjoyed it. I thought it was so much. It's such a film I want people to see in a cinema.
Cool.
I remember the first one being such an iconic memory in the cinema going experience because I've never experienced the screen so quiet.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this to maybe be one of the first big ones that will get people back into cinemas?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I had the same experience as you in the cinema with this. I think the first one. I mean, I had read very little about it, and but I heard it was good, and I brought my two kids along, and we had it was pure cinema. You know what I mean? We were completely focused, and it wasn't passive viewing. Do you know what I mean? You were fully engaged in the story. And as you say, it was entirely quiet, and no one was eating snacks. No one was on their phones. And so, yeah, I mean, I hope so, man. I mean, people have to feel safe and have to feel confident to go back to the cinema. But if they do, and I think, everyone's trying for that to be the case, then if they do, then this is the film to go back for,
Yeah, absolutely. I remember thinking the same thing after the first one. As I was walking out, having seen the sequel, I was like, I don't think Irish people would last very long in this apocalypse setup because we love talking too much. It's just like,
yeah,
I'd rather die than have to give up conversation. I was like, yeah, like it is. And I think the only thing we have is the Angelus. There'll be 1 minute a day where we're good. When I was talking to John and Emily, they told me they have a house down in Goleen. I don't know if you knew about that here. So yeah, he apparently invites everyone down, and whoever goes down, they have to sign a wall. It was left in his will by his granny.
wow.
So he hasn't invited you down yet.
Never invited me. No.
Oh, you'll have to get on that. John, what's going on? You have to bring us all down to Cork.
I will. I do think he's got people that are from Cork. He did tell me that.
Yeah, like I think outside the other side, the non-Krasinski side is Irish. So yeah.
So he's all right.
Yeah, half of them anyway.
Yeah.
I've only one complaint about A Quiet Place Part 2, and it's that I couldn't walk out and turn and walk into another screen where they were playing A Quiet Place Part 3 because it sets up a sequel so perfectly. Where you immediately want to hear and watch more of the story. Were there any conversations with John about necessarily where the story is? Because I know there's a spin-off with another director, but were there any conversations about where it might go next?
I think there will be another one. I mean, what he's done is so elegant in that he's started tiny with the story, then expanded a bit bigger, and I guess the next one will be slightly bigger. Whereas normally it starts huge, like the White House gets blown up or something like that, and then it comes, whereas he's done it the opposite, and you gradually are kind of fed little crumbs about what happened and why why the situation is the way it is, and that is brilliant. So yes, I think it's definitely set up for more. How they'll do it, I have no idea.
There are some scenes in this because I remember watching the first one. There was the scene with the nail, and I was thinking it's going to be tough to match a scene of that intensity and that scariness. And it turns out, I was wrong because there are scenes in this that are just as scary and just as intense. But just looking at your own CV, it does appear like you are a horror fan, at least being in them. But would you say you are a horror fan when it comes to actually watching them?
I don't ever think of films in terms of genre, ever. I just think of them in terms of a good script or a not good script. genuinely. It's only afterwards that you see, oh, right, that's probably, people put that in that genre. And again, and the same as in terms of my viewing taste, I just look for good films, and I don't necessarily go to be scared. But if I had to pick like a horror thriller, that would be number one. It would have to be The Shining, because I saw it when I was 15 with my brother, and we couldn't sleep the whole night. And every time I watch it again, it's still terrifying. It's not like The Exorcist, which isn't scary anymore to me. I don't find it scary, but The Shining still remains absolutely terrifying to me. So, but that's just me.
No, like it's absolutely not just you. I think everyone still finds The Shining terrifying.
Yeah.
But you're saying there, like, from the scripts that you get, a script for, say, A Quiet Place Part 2, in my mind, I imagine it must be quite thin, because there's hardly any dialogue. There's a lot of scene descriptions in it. Under normal circumstances, you might be like, there's not much going here. But like, having seen the first one, were you very confident knowing exactly what to expect once you got that script?
Exactly that. Yeah, I mean, I think it was 70 pages, the script, when I had it actually it printed out. But because I had seen the first one in the cinema, because I was so blown away by it, and because John and Emily and the whole team were coming back together, then I had confidence that it would be as good as. But in my opinion, it's actually better than the first one. But again, I would say that. And it's a hard thing to do, man. Sequels, as you know, or the history of cinema is just littered with failed attempts at sequels, and it's quite a thing for him to have surpassed the bar that he all set for himself with the first one, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it is, because again, horror is one of those genres that you think the sequel, like, historically, they tend not to match. So it is a lovely surprise to walk into this film and go, it's just as good, if not better, as the original. So that is a nice surprise for everyone going to see it. Working with Emily, I've chatted to her a few times, and she's such a fantastic actress. But I understand she kind of went immediately from this set to Wild Atlantic Thyme. Were there any comments? Did she like talk to you at all about like attempting to nail the Irish accent before that?
She is amazing at accents. Like, she is amazing. I have not seen Wild Mountain Thyme, and Emily and Jamie are good pals of mine. So I'm not going to say anything about that movie that people haven't already said. I'm not going to add to anything. But we met up. I met up with Jamie and Emily when they were in Dublin, or they were in Ireland. We met up in Dublin and hung out. But they're both brilliant.
No, like, Emily she's so fantastic. And I actually thought her accent was good. So yeah, it was more just out of curiosity to see if there was any, like, because there's always that one keyword for actors where they find that one word and they nail it, and then they have the rest of the accents following in after that.
Irishman is the hardest. I think it's one of the hardest ones to do. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. Maybe because it's so variable, and because again, historically in America, there seems to have been a version of the Irish accent that seems to have been accepted that isn't accurate. I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess because the country is so small and it's so varied, you could walk 10 minutes up the road and someone sounds completely different to how someone down the road sounds. Coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the end of Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, believe it or not, I am curious. His trilogy was such a magnet for fantastic Irish actors, yourself and Liam Neeson, and now we've got the new Batman with Barry Keoghan and Colin Farrell coming out. Do you have any like distinct fun memories from that trilogy, and are you excited about seeing the new version?
Well, I'm very excited to see the new version with Colin and Barry. I mean, they'll be amazing in it. I saw the trailer; it looks class. Do I have any outstanding memories? Gosh, yeah. I mean, I never expected to find myself on a Batman set. And having a fight scene with Batman. It never occurred to me really, doing theatre in Ireland for years, that was never kind of on the agenda. And you know, I suppose for me, again, I wasn't really thinking about it like a Batman movie. I was thinking about it, oh, the opportunity to work with Christopher Nolan. You know, that's how I approach these things. And really, honestly, I couldn't have cared less about what film it was. I just wanted to work with him. And then it developed into, you know, a relationship where we've done a few things together now. And I feel so privileged to have been able to do that. And those films are magnificent. I mean, again, I haven't watched them in a long time. I hope there's some special version that comes out with loads of extras. Thing with him is there's not many extras because he just shoots the script. So there's never any like deleted scenes or anything because he never shoots more than he needs. He's got it all mapped out so mathematically.
Fantastic. Cillian, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Cool. Nice to chat, man.
Have a good day.
Take care. See you, man.